let's just start off with this. I made my way through the rest of the clips, the Democratic debate. I may release a video later on summarizing what those debates basically were, but I'm not really going to take the time to make a nice big long video about them, because the one I put out last night, it was summary enough. The entire rest of that debate was nothing but foot stuck in mouth crap. People just sticking their foot in their mouth all night long. All night long, all night long. It was embarrassing to watch, in all honesty. And the few good things that I did hear mostly came from people like Bernie, for example. But even Bernie just sounded like me, kind of. Me being under the weather recently. The man sounded horrible. Horrible. And I'm kind of with Jimmy Dore. Shame on his campaign strategist, man. You got a guy here over 70. Let the guy take a break before debate night. Don't put him doing rallies, multiple a day, with no time to rest before he has to go on stage and debate 9 other people. I mean, doesn't take a rocket scientist, really. But there's one in particular who I brought up because of some comments I heard made by her. Her being Elizabeth Warren. Obviously, the video I made last night was more centered around the gun issue. And Elizabeth Warren definitely had, in my opinion, some concerning comments pertaining to Second Amendment rights and guns. Namely, how she's brazenly embracing, and it's not like she's the only one, I'm sure. She's far from the only one who's actually embraced the idea of court packing and packing up the Supreme Court just so they can get justices who support their vision without having to wait on others to either die or retire. Yeah. And if a Republican had tried that, in all fairness, they'd be swinging from the chandeliers and yelling. Okay, it would be some of the biggest uproar we would have heard all year, or possibly ever. I don't care if it was Trump who tried it. It could have been George Bush, and I was certainly no fan of George Bush, but it doesn't matter. Democrats would have shown their ever-loving ass if a Republican had even dared to try to pack the court with Republican justices because they didn't have the court in their favor. If they'd tried it, they would have lost their minds, the Democrats would have, okay? So, nonetheless, though, she's in favor of now changing the Senate rules so she can get stuff passed on a simple vote majority. Now, you're going to say that, well, Trump would too. Trump's pitch doing it, but it hasn't been done. And at the end of the day, I see where they're coming from on one hand, because no one's trying to work together to actually get anything done for the American people. It's complete tribalistic, partisan politics. No one's working together to get anything done on the left and the right to help the American people out whatsoever. And so, if you have to have 60 votes, unless you have a bulletproof Senate, yeah, you're kind of in, up the creek without a paddle here. Because too many of them are bought and paid for by the crooked, corrupt, bribery game we've got going on up on Capitol Hill. Too many lobbyists. Keep that in mind, because that's where we're going today. Okay? But nonetheless, she wants to change it. Now, I see where the argument's coming from. However, even though we have this serious stalemate problem, I'm not in favor of just brazenly changing rules like that, because you're entering into a slippery slope. And while some good things may come from it, you're creating the pathway for a lot of bad things and your rights to be taken away much more easily when they only have to have a 1-vote win to get their agenda through. The opposite party doesn't have a chance at stopping it. Not a fan. Not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. I don't care what good they're planning on doing it for. They'll leave it that way, and then you're opening that door for bad things to come. And I'm not a fan. But now let's dive into Elizabeth Warren. So the comment last night that I made in the video that I heard was that about the AR-15 and the gun issue. This is something we're going to have to revisit multiple times. Which, again, as I said yesterday, struck me as, so this is something I know what I'm proposing won't solve the problem, but we're going to act like it will. So I'm going to let you know now, we're going to get rid of these guns. But it won't work. And when it don't work, we'll get rid of some more guns. And we'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. That's the way it all came across to me. Okay? Now, I watched Jimmy Dore, and unfortunately I tried to find this clip so I could put it into this video. I could not find it. But I would encourage you to go to Jimmy Dore's channel and watch Jimmy Dore, Why Elizabeth Warren Can't Beat Trump. Because he has this clip in the video. So Elizabeth Warren has been pushing this very left, very progressive agenda where she's been making it very clear she's not for the corruption. She wants to ban out the lobbying and this and that. And she's actually gone on TYT before to say those things. Now, because I couldn't find the clip, I don't know which one's newer than the other one. But the one where she went on TYT saying she wants to ban all this stuff was August 22nd. I can't find a date on what Jimmy Dore uploaded where she was doing another interview on TYT with Cenk Uygur. But something tells me it's newer. Something tells me it could be newer than the August 22nd one that I did find on YouTube. And it didn't have what I was looking for in it, so I'm going to tell you what was said. And then you're welcome, like I said, go check out Jimmy Dore and look for yourself. Okay? But Cenk Uygur straight up asks her, okay, are you willing to push all this lobbying aside? Is this just for the primary, or is this for the long haul? Is this, for the rest of it? Now, again, if this is older than the other clip, someone, send me some information in the comment box below. I'll stand corrected. But nonetheless, this did come out of her mouth. So even if this whole lobbying ban is newer, you have to wonder how sincere it is when she says, oh no, this is just for the primary. No. For the general election, we have to win. So basically, we're going to need that money, is what she's saying. She then goes on to reference how the Republicans will be coming with plenty of funding and dark money and blah, 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 blah. And she said, quote, we play by the same rules. So they're coming with dark money, corrupt money, are the words, and lots of it. So you got to fight fire with fire, and people should trust you. Why? Why? Seriously? Really? You're coming to this election embracing the concept of taking money just so you can beat Donald Trump. But you're not for corruption. So again, I don't care which clip is actually newer. I would like to know, so if someone has it, please drop a comment and show me. I am curious about that because I couldn't find this clip that I was looking for. But even if it's older than the August 22nd clip that I did find with TYT, she still said these things. She still said this crap. And so that makes you have to wonder, because she seemed very adamant. She wanted that money to beat Donald Trump. Bring it on, baby. I want all the money you can give me because we need to win. And this coming from the same woman who was also targeting Trump's Secretary of Defense nomination for having ties to Raytheon. Meanwhile, she's actually accepted more money from Kaiser than Kamala Harris. Look that up. Elizabeth Warren has taken more money from Kaiser than Kamala Harris. And I think we've covered just how great of a candidate Kamala Harris is. But nonetheless, there's a lot of people still sitting out there in left field, on the left wing of politics, who still like Elizabeth Warren for some reason. Again, Elizabeth Warren, who's willing to take the money, whatever kind it is, outside of the primary season. She won't take it during the primary. But if she makes it to the general, open up those checkbooks. Come on, mama needs a new pair of shoes. Come on. I need the money. I got to beat Donald Trump. Okay? So she's perfectly willing to take this money for the general election if it means beating Donald Trump. And does anyone not realize what happens when you open yourself up to taking that kind of money? You get into that type of deal where it's one hand washes the other hand. The lobbyists will be knocking on her door. All right, Liz. We gave you that money. We got you elected. Now it's time you repay the favor, huh? Deregulations. Make sure we get our financial interests back, Liz. Come on. You want your next election funded? You're gonna have to take care of the donors. Okay? Mobsters. That's basically what they are. Mafia mobsters buying and lobbying politicians and controlling this crap from behind the scenes. And if you get in bed with those snakes, there is no getting out of bed with them, even if you morally decide you want to. You've stained your reputation. And just by even saying it, you've stained your reputation. Also keep in mind, this is the same woman who has been voting for Trump's military budgets, yet criticizing basically everything Donald Trump does, including military actions and foreign policy. But you voted for his military budgets. Oh, and how could I forget, by the way, the woman who didn't get anything, the one thing they've been trying to defend Elizabeth Warren's Native American issue with, where she was, put it on that paperwork, well, she never benefited from it. That's something that they've been trying to say is to kind of, weasel her out of the hot water, so to speak. Well, I wonder if she got paid anything at all for contributing to the Pow Wow Chow cookbook. Anybody know about that? I didn't know about that. I just learned that a couple hours ago, actually, watching Jimmy Dore where he talked about it. Or a guest on his program did, actually. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren contributed to the Pow Wow Chow cookbook, a Native American cookbook, in which they had her listed, I did some research after the fact, as a Cherokee Native American. No, she didn't benefit from it a bit. Excuse me. So this woman, something else. And how anyone on the left who's actually doing their homework on this election cycle trusts her? God, beyond me, man. Beyond me. All I got to say is we really need some better options in this Democratic primary. I really, really hope that by some miracle, divine intervention, whatever, that somehow, some way, Tulsi Gabbard can make this fourth debate stage, because these debates are, one, completely going downhill, and people, because they think Tulsi is getting pushed off, the bridge here, and over into the river, okay, they're trying to put their hopes in people like Elizabeth Warren. I don't care what they say, there is a night and day difference between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard. Period. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Independent Report. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and like the video. Also, if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to ask, or topics you'd like us to cover, please drop a comment in the comment box below. And also, please subscribe to the channel, and if you do subscribe, ring that bell so you'll stay up to date when we drop new videos and you'll get notifications of it. And also, please support us on Patreon. Funds are going to be used to grow and improve this channel so we can reach more and more people and spread the message that the mainstream media doesn't want to tell people. We hope you'll tune in next time.